everybody, and welcome to Heart of the Swarm Build Order Breakdown, where we look at new builds including your repertoire. We're going to start off with Terran versus Zerg from the Terran's perspective and really see how to break down two factory mech play. So we're going to start off with the very basic 10 supply depot. When I say 10 supply depot, of course, I'm referring to your supply limit over here in the top right hand corner. So when it says 10 out of 11, you go ahead and place that supply depot. We're then going to place a barracks at 12 out of 19. As soon as you hit 15 supply, go ahead and throw down in that orbital command center and immediately get another marine or single marine. This marine is going to be rallied and start targeting the unbuildable rocks. When that happens, send the same SEV out that was building your barracks over to your expansion and start a command center as soon as you hit 400 minerals. Your orbital command center is going to finish, and you're going to throw down an SEV and a mule at the same time. As soon as you do that, send two SEVs out. Now, let's go ahead and pause it real quick. We're going to scout with one of these SEVs and build a supply depot to finish off the wall. The reason why we scout at this time is it comes right before queens are out, so you don't get denied completely. On top of that, you can see one extractor over here, two extractors over here. If there's any shenanigans, any early gameplay, you will be able to click on those extractors and see exactly what's up. If you see extractors, be prepared. There might be an all-in. If you don't have to expect one for quite a long time. So we're going to go ahead and kick it off. Throw down that supply depot at 17 out of 19 supply. And we're going to make refinery. 17 out of 19 supply, we're also going to throw down a refinery. And 18 out of 19 supply, we're going to throw down the second one. As soon as that happens, we're going to start up our SEV and marine production. Yet again, the supply depot will finish, and then we can start up our marine production. After saturating your gases, you're going to go ahead and throw down a bunker with the same SEV that made the supply depot. 100 gas will hit and throw down that factory as well. Command center gets turned into an orbital command center ASAP, and a reactor is going to go down on this barracks as soon as you can in order to swap out with your factory and your barracks. As soon as you get another 100 gas, of course, throw down that second factory, and 27 out of 38, we're going to put down another supply depot. Now, here's where it gets a little bit tricky. This is also a place where you want to start taking workers off of your gas. You can see 3 total workers are mining off of 2 gases. The reason for this is because it's so mineral heavy for this Hellion build. Of course, Hellions cost a lot of money. So we want to prioritize getting as many minerals as possible while still getting enough gas to do what we need. Now, what do we need? We want another reactor, so 50 gas, and another armory, 100 gas. Armory gives us the ability to go into that hellbat mode. So we stop at 150 gas. We're rounding 102 right now. We're just going to keep mining. As soon as those SCVs mine the 50 gas more, we're going to go ahead and take them off and resume mining minerals. When the reactor is finished, switch it out and go ahead and start making another barracks, or another reactor on that barracks. From here on out, we make another supply depot right when the other supply depot finishes, and then we're going to swap things out over here. When that factory finishes, make a single Hellion out of here, constant Hellion production. You can make one Hellion and then switch out the reactor and the factory. From here on out, it's mostly SEVs, mules, supply depots, and, of course, Hellions. When you hit 6 minutes and 50 seconds, this is when we want to start thinking about getting the armory, and there it goes down right now. Now, the armory is going to time out exactly at 8 minutes, or just around there. That's going to give us that 8-minute 9 Hellion push that's going to be just so effective against the majority of builds you go up against. Constant supply depots are going to be essential, but as you can see, I've already moved out an SEV to the third base. We're going to go ahead and place a command center as soon as you purchase 9 Hellions. And once these 9 Hellions are good to go, we can already turn them into hellbats. We can poke in the front, see what our opponents have, and potentially do a ton of damage. Now, this build is great because it gives us an aggressive stance with the ability to also defend against any all-ins. The fact of the matter is hellbats do an alarming amount of damage, so it allows us to defend against a lot of roach, zergling, baneling, all-ins, any combination of those. Zerglings just die straight out. Not only that, it gives us a lot of power. We have 9 hellbats going in at 8 minutes into the game. That's really powerful with a third base coming up on the way. Along with that, you also have Widow Mines to defend. You can easily just switch both your factories off and make tech labs. Of course, Thors and tanks are going to be instrumental in defending against a lot of, mid-game tier aggression. And of course, you can go to bio or mech. This has a lot of versatility, a lot of power, and we're going to see that right now. Let's go ahead and check out some of the damage that 9 Hellions can do. Now, only a minute down, and we already blew down the rocks. You can see a very undefended Mr. Bitter, poor guy. But you can see spine crawlers really didn't expect this. I mean, the amount of damage that you can do just off the bat, and of course we're surprising our opponent, but the fact of the matter is you're going to do that a lot in the beginning of Heart of the Swarm. So really take advantage of this, get those wins. Let's go ahead and look at other examples. A lot of regular Wings of Liberty builds aren't going to work anymore. A lot of times, players rely on Zergling, Baneling and say, I'm just going to hard counter what's going on. And even with Burrow, these Hellbats have a lot of potential. Now watch this fight. I mean, Zerglings get mutilated just so fast. And even after all of this, 5 Hellbats will remain with plenty of life. 4 more Hellions underway, of course, because of double reactor factory build. It's just an incredibly powerful build that's going to net you tons and tons of results. All right, and here's the absolute most standard defense that we saw in Wings of Liberty. Queens, of course. 4 Queens normally held off a lot of Hellions. You have Spine Crawlers as well to protect your natural and your third base, but just watch the effectiveness and how alarmingly fast all of these units are going to mass. By getting 4 Hellions at a time, you can reinforce very easily. The DPS of these units against any unit is just ridiculous. It forces Mr. Bitter, unfortunately, to evacuate his third base, and because of that, he's going to have a dead hatcher. This build is more than effective. It's super effective against probably 80% of all Wings of Liberty builds. The reason is a lot of people relied on Queens and Zerglings to defend against everything, and you can't do that anymore. That's why it's one of the most powerful builds in Heart of the Swarm. It's going to change the metagame completely. Remember, you have offensive, defensive capabilities with not only Hellions, Hellbats, but also you have the Widow Mines. On top of that, you can switch over. You can get your command center super fast. Switch over to bio, switch over to mech, anything that you want. It has tons and tons of versatility. But you have to use it. You have to be careful. Probably the weakness is going to be the fact that you're not getting your command center super early. We've seen it, 1 racks, command center, but still it gets it in a good time while giving you a lot of pressure. That being said, that's the first edition of Heart of the Swarm Breakdown. I hope you enjoyed that. Keep it in your repertoire and keep training.